Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the daily message for Wednesday, February the 16th. Are we ready for this energy shift today? I know the energies have been building, intensifying, and today we have some very powerful astrological transits. We do have Mars and Venus conjunct exact in Capricorn, grounding these unions, and we also have the full moon in Leo. So I kind of feel we're being called to summon our inner lion, our inner power, to roar with that fierceness when it comes to taking back our power. I think a lot of instinctual energies are coming up when it comes to our intellect and our control. So let's talk about Mars-Venus conjunction first, because this really is going to have a very profound effect when it comes to our personal relationships. Intense passions boiling to the surface, which are going to influence us in many ways, in many areas of our life. So I feel this deep, repressed, strong urge boiling to the surface when it comes for love, when it comes to love and affection. So where have you been lacking love and affection in your life? Because I feel whatever's been taking up your time, not feeding into these positive energies, it's kind of time to be ready for some friction. I think a lot of relationship upheavals, I think we've already been experiencing them throughout the week. And I feel the level of intensity when it comes to these cosmic energies is very intense. So I think a lot of endings when it comes to the false soul contracts, when it comes to the karmic contracts that are done, but people still have been clinging to control. With this conjunction, it's talking about affairs and marriages. So I think get ready for that new romantic partner to come on your path. I do feel when it comes to the Twin Flame Collective, we are preparing for that union energy. There is a lot of sex appeal and magnetic attractiveness right now towards the divine feminine. And I kind of feel whatever's been remaining in the subconscious is about to boil over with a vengeance, creating a lot of existential crisis energy when it comes to these profound changes that are taking place. So with Mars-Venus conjunction, this really is increasing that desire to have that deep, intimate, emotional connection with another. So many in the collective, I feel, are going to be driven by this intensity. So it's not to be mistaken for sexual satisfaction, though. Emotional satisfaction is not the same as sexual satisfaction. So I feel the energy is very direct when it comes to finding that perfect mate, that perfect match, that perfect partner. And I feel this primal urge, this raw, primal lion heart urge is coming to the surface with a lot of aggression. So the energies are very uncomfortable, very, very triggering. So we're kind of needing to release any dominating energy, any domineering energies in order to kind of tap into that more tender, sensual side of our feminine nature. So I think the energies are increasing the chance of calling in that divine counterpart in the energies with this transit today. So a lot of raw passion, a lot of raw sex appeal, a lot of highly attractiveness when it comes to the divine feminine and the masculine being magnetically drawn to her. And I feel this is going to create potential upheaval when it comes to the false contract. I feel a lot of the feminines are really increasing their charisma, their popularity. I think a lot of feminines really are kind of stepping into the spotlight, their true north node. And I kind of feel this really is an ideal time to start the process of building those solid foundations within the Twin Flame Collective. So with Mars and Venus conjunction, both in the 10th house, the 10th house is our midhaven. It's our work. It's our spiritual profession. So a lot of the twins are here to work together in mission to achieve success together in our spiritual mission. So I think a lot of materialistic upheaval when it comes to the masculine living that luxurious, egoic life. I think there's going to be like a huge materialistic fall when it comes to the masculine in order for him to submit to honoring this spiritual connection and this higher soul contract. So I feel appreciation coming for the divine feminine and a lot of success. I feel with this aspect, everybody's going to be feeling this, whether you are on a twin flame journey or not. It's kind of like Mars and Venus have been at war with one another, have been opposing one another, and now we're kind of meeting at that perfect 0 point. So Mars is, you know, energy, masculine energy, courage, force that's driving the masculine forward to kind of fight for his rightful authority, his rightful place as that leader beside the divine feminine. And I think of Mars, I think of Aries, the god Aries. And Aries was all about war, destruction, control, and domineering energies. So a lot of the masculines have kind of created this warlike tension. And on the opposite side, we have the feminine, the Venus aspect, which is all about creation, relations within the spiritual community. The feminine represents peace and is seeking to create those healthy emotional bonds for the future. The feminine does not seek to create war. She seeks to create that peaceful balance. So I feel, you know, we think of the feminine as symbolized by Aphrodite, the goddess Aphrodite, beauty and love. So I think a lot of the feminine qualities really are being highlighted in this energy. And Mars, the conducive energy surrounding the masculine collective, the Mars energy, is kind of forcing the masculine to take action, to break free from all of these stagnant, negative, repetitive cycles of feeding the conflict, feeding the aggression. So I think the energy really is seeking to restore a sense of order. The masculines like to rule over the feminine, like to dominate. And with this aspect, I feel the masculine is kind of stepping into a huge spiritual initiation. He's going to have to conquer the lower ego. He can no longer dominate because this really has like disturbed the cosmic equilibrium. The masculine really has created a lot of conflict, a lot of problems, and although he's tried to accuse the feminine of being the detriment of all of these conflicts, the masculine really has manifested all of this energy in his own reality by you know, denying the connection on his heart. So I feel the feminine really is attracting a lot of attention in the energies, and which surely is making the divine masculine notice the feminine once and for all. So I kind of feel this newfound creation when it comes to this balanced equilibrium, and when it comes to restoring a state of harmony within these connections. And I feel the masculine really is disturbed in the energies when it comes to this impulse to go towards the feminine, but he knows he cannot go towards her if he wants to dominate her. So it's this energy of war versus love is kind of what's coming up. Physical attraction, a lot of physical attraction. A lot of the twins, when we begin this journey, it is that very intense sexual, physical attraction. And then it phases out because the masculine wants to control the connection. And then we enter into separation because that attraction can no longer like sustain itself, because it's about, you know, transforming the conflicting, dominating energies. So I feel a lot of fast-paced passion coming to the surface today. And there is a need to maintain order, to resist the need to seek to control and dominate. So I feel this calmness coming over the collective in order to achieve those long-term results. I think the masculine really needs to understand how to act more softly and to be careful in his interactions with others, to kind of embrace the feminine qualities that he holds within. And I feel the masculine needs to learn how to act properly, maturely. The masculine really has hurt so many people along this journey, and I think he's coming into the true value of what love truly means for him. And I think The feminine is learning how to take appropriate action, also learning how to say no and to put up those firm boundaries and to not let the masculine rule her. So, you know, the masculine wants what he wants, but it's not going to work that way if the twins can't meet in the middle. Meet me in the middle. So I feel that's really intense on its own. And then we jump into this full snow moon in Leo. So Leo, it's all about the heart. I think get ready for a major touch of drama and conflict. It's going to feel like the whole world is against you. I think the masculine feels like the whole world is against him. And I feel he's going to have to deal with this tension once and for all. He's going to have to recognize all of these conflicting energies and tensions is to get him to open up to this gateway, this new opportunity to step into this newness. This really is an opportune time for the divine masculine to do things differently. If he wants a different outcome, he's going to have to choose to do things differently. So I think he's going to have to finally deal with this tension once and for all, because, you know, it's time for him to open up his eyes wide open, if he's going to seize the day, carpe diem. So I think a lot of seeking when it comes to getting to the root cause of what's caused us all of this dissatisfaction in our life. So when we recognize what's causing us this dissatisfaction, then we can release all of these disappointments, but we have to be willing to recognize and to sit in this very discomforting energy. It's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable to look at yourself in that mirror and to take full accountability. And I feel this opportunity is arising. And I do feel the masculine is feeling very much backed into a corner, very disturbed. You know, we're looking at this North Node energy in Scorpio. We've got all of this underworld energy coming up. And Chiron in Aries is all about self-identity. So it's this very theatrical, dramatic energy coming forward, especially with the moon opposing the sun. So it's like me versus you, me against them, me against the world energy. And I feel the feminine's really stepping into her spiritual, artistic, performing abilities. And I feel a lot of the feminines are getting that praise, that applause, that recognition for a job well done. And the masculine now, I feel, is kind of being forced to open up the gateways of communication, even though it goes against his beliefs. The masculine is going to have to be forced to take that risk and to choose to stand in integrity once and for all. If you think of Leo, a lot of Leos like to be the center of attention. So it's about harnessing that self-expression and putting it forward with radiating warmth and light. And that's what the feminine does. The feminine, I feel, is finally being seen for who she is in her authenticity. And let's face it, authenticity is very magnetically attractive. So I think deep inside, the masculine really wants to embrace who he truly is, not who he's told he needs to be, and not what society and his social structures are telling him to be. So, you know, the feminine's authenticity really is triggering a huge wave within the collective when it comes to this heart energy being activated. I feel a lot of heart energy in order for the masculine to step into that role of leadership within the collective. And a lot is resonating from the heart space when it comes to our authentic self-expression today. And when we fail to integrate our Leo energy properly, then we project it in shadow form. So look at your natal chart. Where do you have Leo in your natal chart? So my Mars energy is in Leo, and my North Node is in Leo. And then when I look on the housing side of my chart, I don't have my chart pulled. I don't even know where I have Leo. Leo's in my 6th house because my 12th house is Aquarius. So it's all about health, the heart, home, and stuff like that. So, you know, a lot of these masculines have been wearing this society-pleasing mask, this facade that they've been wearing when it comes to not stepping into their authenticity. And I feel the energy really is disturbing and triggering because the masculine is struggling to keep this facade going. And I feel this secret admiration for the feminine is coming up stronger than ever. And the masculine's really gone against his values and his principles to be this people pleaser. And he's really, you know, played into some morally wrong choices, some poor actions. And I feel this cosmic law of cause and effect is coming in full force with the energies today. Because it's kind of time for the masculine to take the lead of his life, to embrace this heart energy that he's repressed, because this extreme attraction towards the feminine is finally being recognized. And I feel the energy is giving the masculine permission to go towards the light, because the feminine's light is shining very, very brightly. So, you know, it's not always easy to be yourself, because society puts many demands on us when it comes to rules and society norms and structures. And when we think of the Aquarian energy, it does represent society, humanity, the collective, the bigger picture, the bigger whole. And then Leo represents stepping into that individuality. So, you know, we all behave in certain ways until we understand why, which is all part of our programming from childhood. And you know, we don't want to create extra drama, extra tension, but I do feel those with like a Leo moon placement are likely going to turn into like some drama queens in the energy today. So do be careful, because when the lion roars, there's no going back. And when it comes to these connections, the masculine has never ever forgotten about the feminine on his heart. And balance is needed to be striked in these energies when it comes to this full moon in Leo, because when the lion roars, everybody's going to freaking listen, that's for sure. And I know when I roar, the earth shatters. But I kind of feel there's a lot coming up for the masculine on the heart when it comes to these triggers, when it comes to these wounds, where the masculine just wants to be seen and heard, I feel. And the masculine can no longer keep doing what he's been doing and going along with the crowd, because every day that passes, it creates this bigger disconnect from source energy, from that truth, and from feeling alive in the heart. So I feel the masculines are feeling very dead on the inside, facing a lot of fear when it comes to listening to the heart. But at what price is the masculine going to pay if he chooses to ignore the calling on his heart? Because even if we fail, we kind of still have to take that leap of faith. So when I think about this full moon in Leo, it's going to be a lot of catalytic events coming through when it comes to what's been hidden, what's been secret, who's been manipulative, who's been deceitful. And I think all of this buried shame is coming to the surface for the masculine to process in order to come out of that dark night of the soul energy, because it's about stepping into these collective revelations, and there's a lot being illuminated in order to heal and transmute these energies. So I kind of feel we're kind of rounding that completion from that Saturn-Pluto conjunction back in 2020. So the last couple of years have been massive changes. You know, a lot of dark night of the soul energy coming through. We've been sifting through the dark side of expansion of Sagittarius in the South Node. And now we've got that Scorpionic energy in the South Node. So there's a lot going on, clearing when it comes to entering this new phase of the spiritual journey. And with the Mars-Venus conjunction in combination with this full moon, it's about the cosmic lovers, the twins, coming together at this full moon in order to unite and to bring the collective back into that state of unity consciousness. So Capricorn is all about grounding. And I feel, you know, the next several years, we're going through this massive collective reset. And I think that the next coming 2 weeks is going to be a lot of purging when it comes to closures, when it comes to endings, when it comes to paying back all of this past life karmic debt, in order for the masculine to find his confidence, his courage, and his self-expression to come forward, to really open up the heart when it comes to this love, in order to tap into his own creative gifts and talents and to be able to share them. I think deeply at the core, the masculine has craved this connection with the feminine for quite some time at the heart level. And I think finally being ready to take that risk and being inspired. So it's kind of like diving deep into the depths of where you've not wanted to look at in order to release all of these nuances that really have held you back from this profound life transformation. So it's kind of time to address this once and for all at its highest capacity is kind of what I'm feeling. So you might be feeling a plethora of different energies, especially between the Capricorn and the Leo, and harnessing these energies, grounding these energies effectively. So I do highly suggest be gentle with yourself, because it's kind of this energy of the heart wants what it wants. And when the ego conflicts the heart, it creates all kinds of power struggles in our external world. So I think we do have the opportunity today for the masculine to come forward and act in a very mature and thoughtful way towards the feminine, if he's willing and able to be true to his individuality. So, you know, we're kind of kicking off that new moon manifestation right now. And all of these conjunctions, all of this tight cosmic energy is kind of ruling over the shadows. So I feel we're going to need to use our filter when it comes to being durable and kind of sifting through these dualistic energies, because it's very extra heightened now when it comes to sensitivities. And this full moon in Leo is at 27 degrees 59. So it's this reinforcing energy. I think the energy has been feeling very voided too, like just empty. And this energy really is reinforcing us to clean up this past baggage, to tie up these loose ends, and to resolve all of these inherent tensions that obviously are not going away. They kind of have to be spoken into existence, and we're all being called to rely on our faith when it comes to taking action in these energies. So it's going to be intense. So let's see what needs to come through with the cards when it comes to the energies today. I was getting ready to do the reading, and this was on the floor. I don't know how long it's been on the floor. Summoning personal power, and it breaks down to a 4, foundation. So I'm going to read out of the book for this energy because it was on the floor for a reason. Everything always happens for a reason. I actually put this deck away yesterday and grabbed a whole new slew of cards to use for the energies today. So this was left behind for a reason. So we're going to talk about this energy first, and I just turned it to page 40, balance. So I think we're rounding the completion of this balance, stability, standing firm, but we got to kind of summon that inner lion, that inner power. So this is representing the priestess of the night. So you think of the night, the shadow aspect. So I kind of feel this powerful full moon is allowing us to channel our inner wolf. You think of the wolf. The wolf is usually calm, controlled, and wolves do stand to attention. So I think the energy is of quiet strength when it comes to resonating and rising above the ashes. So I think, you know, we all have far more power than we realize. So what do you need to do to tap in to this power? I think a lot of recent challenges, without a doubt, and many of us feel powerless when we go through this transformation. So it's kind of time to focus on your spiritual cosmic intellect, on your instincts, and whatever issues at hand that are needing to be addressed. So muster up that courage and to take that necessary action where you have been divinely guided to go. So it's kind of time to harness releasing all of these unhealthy personal patterns. Whatever you've left unchecked, you better get ready to face it if you want to have the upper hand when it comes to these intense energies. It's also this energy of the wild heart within the divine feminine can never absolutely be tamed. So if the masculine is seeking to control the feminine, you better start walking in another direction, because the feminine will never ever be tamed, will never ever be told to be silent or sit still. So I think this persistent energy when it comes to stepping into self-honoring, self-control, self-love, and it's about being very honest with yourself when it comes to prioritizing your higher needs. So when we summon this inner lion, this inner beast, that's when we can really tap into this powerful light of our soul, of our authentic essence, our intuitive gifts, and we can really allow this central life force energy to resonate at that highest potential to find our voice in the world. So I want you to know that you are strong and you are self-directed. So what do you need to bring into your inner power in order to harness these energies every single day of your life? So that was a message for sure. Let's jump in with some cards and we'll do a full range reading for the full moon in Leo. We are going to start off with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Beautiful soul alignment, and that's that Mars-Venus conjunction energy. There's a lot of integration happening when it comes to the self, your soul's purpose, stepping into that karmic pathway of that true north. There's without a doubt a need for some very powerful, energetic, emotional, and physical boundaries. Get those boundaries up, cut those energetic cords. There is a lot of spiritual protection as we go through this transformation. I think the divine feminine is coming into that exact alignment, which is in turn creating this massive shift. So keep leaning into your intuition, nurture yourself, be gentle with yourself, show yourself compassion as we go through this intense integration for the collective. We'll see what else needs to come through. That soul alignment was still there. So I think major karmic lessons. I'm being shown the World card. I think something finally reaching resolution when it comes to this past life karmic debt. I do feel a lot of the collective is working through these very painful lessons when it comes to this growth, this expansion, when it comes to stepping into your true spiritual path, your true karmic pathway. Definitely some challenges ahead. Definitely some challenges ahead. So definitely getting tested in the energy, and that twin soul just wanted to come out. So definitely twin flame reunion energy coming through very strongly. So if you look back to the summer, like last Lionsgate, we did have the new moon in Leo exactly on Lionsgate. So go back through your journals. What were you manifesting them? Because that is coming to fruition right now. And I feel definitely that first wave of twin soul unions are preparing to come together. I think the masculine is being stripped down to the bones when it comes to all of these outdated beliefs, all of these complex connections that have kept him in these shadow aspects, feeding the ego. And I kind of feel as the feminine kind of steps into that highest vibration of the 144 frequency of unconditional love, it's triggering this divine counterpart activation. So I think a lot of challenges that are going to need to be overcome in order to peel back the veil, to peel back all of these layers when it comes to these toxic situations. I think a lot of exposure when it comes to the karmic cycles, the karmic soul contracts, in order for us to kind of step into our greater purpose, to explore our spiritual gifts and this journey to our higher self. So you're definitely going to want to practice positivity, because these energies are intense, and whatever's been festering below the surface, it will come out with a vengeance and to the surface today that is needing to be addressed. So be mindful of how you speak about yourself. Release any negative self-talk in the energies, because that's only going to feed these limiting negative behaviors when it comes to these old patterns. So, you know, you can't keep staying stuck, energetically depleted and stagnant. It's kind of time to evolve beyond this stagnancy, beyond these destructive habits. So I think get ready for a lot of uncomfortable evaluation, because it's decision time. There's that heart awakening. So I think a lot of higher heart activations, a lot of heart openings, and you are encouraged to experience the warmth of your own company. I think many of us have been feeling very alone, very isolated, and this heart awakening is allowing us to kind of fill our life with love, forgiveness, and compassion. So I think, yeah, forgiveness is going to be needed. So, you know, when we hold on to resentment and bitterness and anger and rage, then we create all of these blocks. When we harbor these negative energies, we block the flow of love, and we don't have to forgive another for their actions. That's their karma. It's about forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be treated that way. So where are you needing to offer yourself forgiveness in order to release the resentment and the bitterness? Because I think a lot of fear is coming up to be resolved in the energies in order to step into love. Because if you think about it, you know, there's two choices, fear or love. And I feel the energy is asking for us to seek resolution when it comes to, you know, facing our fears, feeling the fear and taking that risk anyway, because everything you've asked for is on the other side of that fear. So, and when we think about it, there really is no greater goal this life than love. We take nothing with us when we leave this physical world but the love that we left behind. So without a doubt, relationships are in focus in the energies today. So only attract those people that are going to serve your highest good, because we're kind of stepping into service and spiritual growth. When we expand our consciousness and bring this into our awareness, that's when we can really step into service and helping others. So I think get ready to deal with any self-esteem issues. When we have that healthy sense of self-esteem, that's when we can really harness and possess these soul gifts, and they can be of benefit to yourself and others. So I think get ready to be ripped to shreds wide open in the heart space in order for you to feel this grief. I do feel the masculine is losing something that he has held on to for quite some time. And I kind of feel the masculine feels like the feminine is completely detached, like he's lost her for good. And maybe this is going to be an opportunity for the masculine to finally appreciate the divine feminine, because I think it's time to get rigorously honest. I do feel the masculine is facing all kinds of failures from his past mistakes, learning to accept all of these changes in order to get him to step into honesty and integrity. So I think the feminine really has honored her truth, stepped into her authentic expression. And I don't think the feminine really has expected the masculine to ever get his shit together. But I kind of feel the masculine is being pushed by the divine to go into this failure, to accept this failure as part of this opportunity for growth and expansion, because he's been indecisive for quite some time. And it's kind of time to make that choice. It's Judgment Day energy. The horn has been blown. So I feel a lot of unique challenges coming up for the masculine that he's really going to need to trust in when it comes to his own intuition and all of these negative aspects that he's kind of played into in his life. And it is this awakening, this heart awakening energy. So cherishing the self, when we fully accept and love ourselves, that's when we can, you know, be reborn into the majesty of who we were always meant to be. So I think get ready to, you know, pack some shit up and get it out of your life. Get rid of that clutter in order to restore your vitality, because we're stepping into our majestic, lion-hearted energy is kind of what I'm feeling. And I do think it's kind of time to mend those bridges. It's kind of time to heal the past. So I do think get ready for the masculine to be coming forward with that communication from the depths of his very being, because this is really like long overdue. What else do we need to be aware of when it comes to these energies? Yeah, taking action. There's that taking action. Embracing this heart energy, these boundless possibilities as the gateway of the heart is completely activated. So the zebra energy, I feel that the feminine is really hard to miss. You think of a zebra, you ain't gonna miss a zebra. So I feel, you know, the feminine's been this incredibly generous, loving being. She has shared herself and the journey openly. And I feel this is in turn bringing in that brand new cycle, that brand new fresh start. So I think get ready for a wonderful new beginning, blessings as we mend these bridges from the past. And I think get ready to receive. I feel embracing all of these energies. And I think the feminine is preparing to receive as she kind of surrenders to the ebb and the flow. That is in turn triggering this action to be taken. So brand new beginning. And I feel as we embrace this love, that's when things really drastically start to shift. So yeah, major wake-up call. Get ready for a major wake-up call, because it's kind of time to reassess where you've not been true to yourself. So major wake-up call. What else can you tell me about these energies today, please? Let go and enjoy the ride. It's time to stop looking back on the past, and it's kind of time to start looking forward. Get ready for a wake-up call, because the time is now for action. And I think it's, you know, maybe you've been sitting there thinking things through, not wanting to take that action. But it really is time to bust out of that cocoon. We've been in this transformation stage, oozing in the darkness, and it's kind of time to bust out of that cocoon, because we are here to be that clear channel of energy for the collective. So I think the masculine's really addressing a lot of addictions at this time in the energies, and really seeking to find that solution, reevaluating all of his priorities. And I feel there's that feminine shining that Leo light brightly, which is in turn creating this major wake-up call. So let's read about that wake-up call, because like I said, the trumpets have been blown, and there is no going back once the heart is awakened to this connection. Oh, it's on page 1, brand new beginning, magician energy. That's why I couldn't find it. I was looking in alphabetical order. All right, so definitely a major awakening when it comes to consciousness expansion. This inner restlessness, I feel. This influx of energies really is creating a major wake-up call when it comes to accessing your higher self, your divine self, and remembering your soul's commitments. And I feel, you know, a lot of lessons being learned when it comes to honoring this committed partnership. So I think the masculine's getting a major wake-up call when it comes to honesty. You know, misusing his powers, ignoring the signs, ignoring the synchronicities, you know, denying this connection on the heart for fear, over fear. And I think all of these distractions that he's played into when it comes to this energy summoning him to take action, I feel this call can no longer be silenced. This call can no longer be ignored. Just as the feminine could not ignore her calling, it's time for the masculine to step fully into his power. So major wake-up call from this sleeping state. Waking the sleeping lion is what I just heard. This internal restlessness really has been that indication that the masculines needed to embrace this awakening. So very uncomfortable energies coming up to be addressed. When it comes to this infidelity as well with the divine feminine, it's really time for all of us as a collective, though, to be honest about what is not working in our life. And it's kind of time to change this negative reality. So a lot of divine guidance, but you have to be receptive and willing. Either way, this wake-up call is coming in with a vengeance. And this calling on the heart can no longer be denied, repressed, or put off is kind of what I'm feeling. So let's see what kind of activations. Oh, beautiful. A lot of Arcturian light codes are coming in, recalling our power, and we're clearing all of these karmic lessons, major heart activations in the energies. So a lot of expansion. Anunnaki light codes too. So this is like a huge energy shift as we kind of come into all of these energies pushing us into our calling. A lot of blessings, definitely higher heart activation taking place, and there's that sort of light, that sort of truth. So cords are being cut whether you are ready for this or not. We're going through this breakthrough process, rejecting anything that's not divinely ordained for us. As all of these new light code activations come in, a lot of third eye visions, third eye information, crown chakra information coming in when it comes to ending this cycle. Major energetic shift taking place. And I'm feeling like the masculine's finally found Excalibur's sword, and he's breaking free from that stuckness as his heart is initiated into this higher heart activation to experience this divine love and to kind of drop that metal shield around his heart. crown chakra activation. So the violet flame, I feel, coming through for many in the collective when it comes to our spiritual connection to source and our ability to kind of transmute all of these negative energies into light. And there is, you know, my little snake card, tentacles. A lot of the masculines had the karmic tentacles grappling them in these negative energies. And I feel this existential crisis so that the masculine can learn to let go and surrender to this process of awakening that's taking place. So definitely magic in the air as we go through this profound transition. There's that divine masculine energy going through that transition. And I feel the feminine is just called to hold that alignment and you know, to get grounded with the earth, because I feel we are connecting to this new earth energy as we prepare to birth this 5D reality, heart chakra activation. So we need to remember we are healing the heart of the earth as we step into this heart healing, this compassion, these Christ code activations. So you might want to spend some time in nature today and ground the energies. You might want to be near the water as the divine masculine really tunes into the frequencies of these higher energies of this new reality that is emerging. So I feel a lot of limitless, infinite light codes are coming in for the divine masculine with this shift. A major reevaluation. And you know, whether you are twin or not, we do all have inner feminine and masculine energy. So I think get ready for a major realization when it comes to this activation, this awakening in the energies today. This internal conflict is really coming into that heart-centered truth once and for all. So whatever external factors are taking place is really just a reflection of your inner world. So I feel Merkaba activations as we tap into these higher realities. And it's coming into that Akashic inheritance of who we are at the core, stepping into that authenticity and stepping into our service when it comes to our highest purpose this lifetime. So I feel the feminine is kind of in this beautiful cosmic flowering energy, really you know, unfolding, the ever unfolding rose. You know, just when you get to a layer that you thought you're done, another layer is unveiled when it comes to who you are. So I feel the feminine really is stepping into her magnificence, and that is triggering the masculine to find his benevolent authority, to allow the energies to direct him to this realization when it comes to this wise, loving connection. So you're definitely going to want to get grounded as we have all of these crown and third eye chakras coming in. And I think there's that root, that coiled kundalini activation is coming from the root to the crown. Get ready to release a lot of deep-seated rage and anger when it comes to that lack of security in this physical reality. And I feel this unleashing in order for the frequencies to attune to all of these higher light code activations that are coming in. So a lot of psychic powers, psychic visions being restored that is supporting our intuition when it comes to taking action. So I think a lot of etheric revelations when it comes to our spiritual aspects, our spiritual nature. And I think there's that energy of communication. So get ready for an exchange of communication with your counterpart as all of this incoming energy is coming through the heart space. And all of us are kind of finding that center of our truth. So stay in the flow, because there's about to be a major shift when it comes to a balanced exchange of energies. We're going to get a couple more energies. Communication again, so self-expression, exchange. And there's that lion. Hear me roar. Hear me roar. A lot of throat chakra activation. So knowing and sensing these energies and trusting that the masculine is preparing to come home to the shelter, the safety, and the nurturing warmth of your love, divine feminine. So the masculine is really trusting that gut instinct and preparing to take that action towards you. We'll see what else needs to come through with this deck. I don't even know the name. It's a new deck, Chakra deck, though. So honesty. Honesty is coming up to be addressed. Truth, transparency, sincerity, communication, communication, communication. So this is that much awaited gateway when it comes to opening up the mind, when it comes to authentic self-expression, clearing all of that repressed anger and rage through the base chakra in order to, you know, follow that divine support, that divine guidance through the heart space. So a lot of signs really directing us towards love. And there we go right away, solar plexus. There's that lion power, because it is about family, that belonging within the spiritual community, that tribe energy. So, you know, stepping into our originality when it comes to divine creativity, our personal expression, finding our passion for life again, and, you know, doing whatever it takes to restore that balance within relationships. So freedom from the karmic contracts. My nose is itchy. Might be kissing a fool today. But we really need to trust in the intimacy of these higher realities. And I feel, you know, although the masculine has had that free will choice to go down the beaten pathway, the divine is saying, okay, that karmic contract's done. So it's kind of time to choose a new direction and to kind of step into self-expression and that cosmic intelligence. So it's about stepping into that lifelong journey of spiritual education, individuality, finding that inner voice, vocalizing that outwardly with proper assertiveness, and sharing this knowledge with the collective. So yeah, doing the work, putting in the hard work. And there's that 10 of Wands. So the masculine's finally ready to lay down this burden. I do feel at that rock bottom on his knees when it comes to all of this truth and stepping into community. So we'll keep going and see what else needs to come through. 5 of Swords reversed, releasing deception, releasing self-deception, 9 of Swords. So that's where many of the collective have been at, way up in the headspace. I think fearful of coming forward with communication, fearful of facing that judgment. Then we get the King of Coins, could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, but I think the masculine really is leaning into faith, praying that this connection can be resolved, can be worked on. We got a couple of 8s, so there's something coming back around from the past that is needing to be dealt with once and for all. There's that Leo energy, the strength, when it comes to, you know, planting those seeds in a new direction. So there's that shift in consciousness. Could be dealing with Pisces, doesn't have to be. But we do have the Leo energy, so there is going to be some communication. Somebody is praying that it's not too late to step into this higher level of commitment. Somebody's finally ready to do the work, because I do feel that shift in consciousness, that shift in outlook is taking place, because it's kind of time. It's kind of time to reap these harvests. So a lot of strict Saturn lessons are being learned when it comes to all of these illusions being shattered, because it's kind of time to step into wish fulfillment. We got the Wheel, the 9 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So we got a 10 of Cups here. So those of you that have been doing the work and integrating when it comes to self-love, self-value, honoring your physical vessel, your physical body, fated, destined events are coming forward for the betterment. You are stepping into wish fulfillment. Wherever you're at, this is the wish that your higher self made. So if you're experiencing ending, know that this ending is to get you back on track towards your wish fulfillment. Get ready to face some struggles. We have the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. There's a lot of combative energy coming through, a lot of argumentative energy. And I do feel the masculine now clearly sees this missed opportunity with the divine feminine, with the Queen of Cups. And there is a possibility for a reunion after going within and learning this lesson in its entirety. But I feel this internal struggle really is being reflected in our outer world in order for this fated, destined turn of events. So let's see what this 5 of Swords reverse 9 of Swords is. So somebody's kind of been in this death energy, because we got a 4 of Swords at play. in this period of disillusionment, trying to figure out what the hell it is I need to walk away from. But this Leo full moon, everybody's walking away from the past. It's kind of time to step into the spiritual journey. And there's this major karmic rebalancing when it comes to these divine unions, when it comes to these divine foundations. The masculine is rising in his authority because there's a lot of karma playing out. Get ready to be served what it is that you deserve, this Leo full moon, in order to really get you on that true karmic north node path, because there is a brand new creative spark coming to the surface. But somebody here has been in a period of disillusionment, confusion when it comes to what it is they need to walk away from. But there's clarity, there's truth, because this Leo full moon is illuminating all of the shadows in order to bring that karmic justice full circle. What is this? Faith, Hierophant energy, and the 8 of Coins, please. 10 of Swords reverse. Finally dealing with all of these past betrayals, coming forward to balance the scales. We have the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the 10 of Swords reverse. So there's that divine feminine in her authentic self-expression, and there is going to be a rebalancing. You will be getting exactly what it is that you deserve, and I feel that karmic feminine energy is about to experience a major tower because the masks are falling off. What is this? Hanged Man, please, because I just feel a shift in perceptions. Yeah, somebody's getting the rug pulled out from under them. Could be a Pisces. And somebody is coming in with that new love offer, with that apology. Can we start over? Can we bring back that freshness into this connection? Because it's time for this brand new beginning. I think somebody's getting ready to lose it all in order to step into learning something new and this brand new clean slate. Beautiful energies coming through today. So, you know, I think overall you need to get honest with yourself about what's going on in order to find that self-expression for the next leg of the journey. So whatever external forces are happening, this really is to kind of get you to pay attention, to go towards fulfillment, because happiness never ever requires permission from anybody but yourself. So don't deny yourself what truly brings you joy for fear of upsetting the status quo, for fear of upsetting people that really aren't going to be a part of the next leg of this journey. So we just got the one other message. So because wherever you've been at, it's likely filled with deception. Wherever the divine masculine's at, it's fraught with deception. So shift in perspective. I feel this energy, this full moon, in order for the masculine to see through the lens of another. So let's close off the reading with a couple seasons of the Witch oracle messages. So a lot of remembrance of what once was when it comes to these connections, and what soon will be as we clear all of this past life debt, because beauty is coming as all of these perceptions are shifted. Are we out of the woods yet? I'm hearing that Taylor Swift song, Out of the Woods. Are we out of the woods? Because I feel lots of us have forgotten our mysterious power from within. So I think get ready to crawl out from that pit you've dug yourself into, to be reminded that you truly are a child of divine magic. All right, let's see what else needs to come through for a closing message, please. Okay, we'll try that one more time. That one went flying. Falling in love and light. I'm not going to go around and get it, but a lot is being illuminated when it comes to falling in love again. So I feel many of the divine masculines are in the darkest hour of their life. And this swelling darkness of all of their shadow self is coming up, swallowing them whole in order to step into a state of wholeness. So a lot of remembrance when it comes to this divine union. And I feel the masculine is being ripped wide open with all of these thorns in his heart for not honoring the divine feminine. And I feel all of this bleeding energy coming out in order to reinvigorate his soul, to kind of step into that alignment of tranquility. And then we get the cold full moon energy. So I think, you know, it is through the darkest of hours that we find the tongue of our truth, and then we can nourish this with the light that is coming forward. So I think get ready for this cosmic womb delivery when it comes to this blissful union energy coming through. So whatever words of spellbound you have put out there, Divine Feminine, it's kind of time to fall in love again as the masculine kind of steps in to the darkest of his hours in order to find wholeness once again. And that's kind of what I've got for a message today. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a twin flame or a personal reading with me, please feel free to check out the description box below.